This is Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. Yoo-hoo!
The country roads have taken us back to where we belong, right here, for another edition of Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. I am the creator, the founder, the avid traveler of the country roads, Travis Berardi. This once again brought to you by Truax Printing. Thank you to the Truax brothers for sponsoring this year's Country Roads Rankings. We got the new paint job, whatnot, new intro, and all of that, and in part thanks to them at Truax Printing. We've got some new names into our top 10 for this week's Country Roads Rankings, the best Division 5, 6, and 7 football teams in our area. We also have a new team at the top. The top 3 teams got switched around here in the past week, but all 3 teams, I have a feeling, will be around that top spot as we go on. But let's, without further ado, go into our top 10 teams. And first, well, welcome for the first time this season, the Crestview Cougars into the top 10. They had a nice victory on Friday night to get into the top 10. 3 straight wins in a row after starting 0-2, 2 of which were running clock blowout victories for the Cougars. 42-0 over New London, 44-7 over South Central. So the Cougars, they have a division bonus, that's 2 points. Strength of schedule, 5 victories from their opponents, that's times 3. All that adds them up to their 63 points here for the Cougars. Now to our number 9 team, the Monroeville Eagles. 3 victories this season. They have 1 upset win on the year. That upset coming against Macomb in week 1, a 46-20 victory for them there. 3 blowouts, 2 running clocks for them, that upset. They have 1 division bonus for 2 points, and also their opponents have a total of 5 wins. Multiply all that up by my multipliers, and they have 71 points, sitting at number 9. Our number 8 team is the Fredericktown Freddies, a tough loss against Mount Gilead in that battle of 4-0 squads, but they're going to bounce back. They are a good squad at Fredericktown. Coach Spittler has them playing very good football. So 4 wins, 1 upset victory as well. That was against Highland. 1 blowout. They have a division bonus, so 2 points there. 8. Their teams they've beaten have a total of 8 victories so far this year. Cardington with 3 wins, Highland, Northridge with 2, Utica with 1. But that Highland upset is the reason they got bumped up into the rankings at 74 for the season. Now to our number 7 squad. That is the Mohawk Warriors. Mohawk, after losing that tough one to the Colonel Crawford Eagles, back on track. They rolled Bucyrus 62-7, so there's a blowout. There's a running clock victory for them. They also added a strength of schedule point because Bucyrus did have a win, but a nice way to bounce back for them after the loss to Colonel Crawford. May possibly be the only loss they get in conference this season. We'll just have to see what they are able to do the rest of the way, but all 4 wins have been blowouts, 2 running clocks, 2 division bonus points, so that's 4 points towards their score of 84, 10 ahead of Fredericktown right now. Now on to our number 6 squad, and that is the Western Reserve Rough Riders. Have done nothing but blowout teams. Western Reserve 4-1, their 1 loss, a very good Margaretta squad that you may see here in the top 10 here coming up in a bit. That was a 21-0 loss, but other than that, 45 points, 46 points, 43 points, 46 points, and they've only given up 3 scores in a safety other than that game against Margaretta. So the Western Reserve Rough Riders have been rolling along. They have 95 total points on the season, and that's where they rank here in the top First 5 teams in here. You see Crestview, 3 wins, 2 blowouts, 2 running clocks, strength of schedule 5. Monroeville at 71. Fredericktown at 74. Mohawk 84. Western Reserve 95. But there, you see that right there, 6, 5, and 4, very jumbled as we get into our top 5 teams. And that number 5 team being the Centerburg Trojans. Undefeated in KMAC action. They have that one loss, which was to a very, very good Johnstown team, 42-14. But other than that, 34-0, 53-14, 44-27, and 41-0 over Loudonville before they ran for 400 yards in that game. So their 4 victories have been blowouts, 3 running clocks. The one upset coming earlier on this year against Northmore. The Northmore Golden Knights were favored in that game, and they just blew them out. So all those points adding up to 97, and the number 5 squad, Blaine Ball doing his thing, Miles Marshall doing his thing, Hayden Love showing out here this season for the Centerburg Trojans, as they are one of the favorites in the Knox Morrow Athletic Conference. Our number 4 team, those Margaretta Golden Bears, or Polar Bears, I should say, not Golden Bears, but the Polar Bears of Margaretta, 99 points. They are the number 4 team in the Country Roads rankings this week. After losing by 1 point to Vermilion in the opener, Western Reserve, the 21-0 victory, 48-7 over Brookside, 42-0 over Willard, and then knocked off Northwood 49-14. So these teams not only, getting victories, but big blowout victories as well. All 4 wins are blowouts, 3 of those running clocks. They have 4 teams that were ahead of them, so division bonus points are a big key to why they're up there. Strength of schedule, 8 victories from the opponents they have defeated to give them a total of 99 points. Now to our number 3 squad. Yeah, Hillsdale's dropped from number 1 to number 3 this week in the Country Roads rankings, but it's okay. They're close to the number 1 spot. It's just the strength of schedule points actually dropped them down. They're 5-0. They have 5 blowout victories, 2 running clocks, and an upset. That Dalton victory that they blew out Dalton was favored by Dalton in the Fantastic 50, so they get an upset as well for that one. Their opponents only 9 victories so far, and that is the reason why they dropped down to number 3. But like I said, they're only 5 points from our number 1 squad this season, so don't worry about them. They have plenty of room, and they have a big chance of getting some bonus points coming up Friday night live and free on the OH Report. Myself, Ken Parrott, will be on the call. 5-0 Hillsdale, 5-0 Smithville, first place in the WCAL on the line. Homecoming at Hillsdale, as well as the Falcons look to go 6-0 and get some more points to get back into the top spot. Our number 2 team, the Colonel Crawford Eagles, moving up a spot, 5 victories, 3 blowouts, 2 running clock wins, and that upset of Mohawk. Since they were on the road, they were not favored, and they knocked off Mohawk by 3, but their other victories, Fairbanks 42-7, Fairfield Union, who is a D4 squad, so there's some division points for them right there. East Knox, they defeated handedly, the Mohawk win, and then they took care of Buckeye Central, who had 3 wins. So that's another strength of schedule boost for them, why they are ahead of Hillsdale by 1 solo spot. 114 points. So you all probably know who my number 1 team in the Country Roads rankings are this week, and they are the Mount Gilead Indians. 3 upsets on this season. 1 upset came on Friday night when they knocked off Fredericktown. They steamrolled Fredericktown in a battle of 4-0 squads. Great running attack. The defense has been stellar this season. Brian Skoronsky on the podcast, the defensive team of the year through 5 games for his mid-season awards. They have just been dominating their opponents. 5 victories, 2 blowouts, 1 running clock, but the 3 upsets, and their opponents have 12 victories. So that is why they are at the number 1 spot here this week. Mount Gilead, the Indians, at the top of the rankings, and you see our rankings from 10 to 1. Crestview, number 10. Monroeville, number 9. Fredericktown, 8th. Mohawk, 7th. Western Reserve, 6th. Centerburg, 5th. Margaretta, 4th. Hillsdale, 3. Colonel Crawford, 2. And Mount Gilead, number 1. Not only do we have these teams doing great, so we'll take a look at the bottom, but let's talk about some of these teams more as we look at their playoff ratings as well. Mount Gilead right now, right behind Grandview Heights. They are number 2 in Division 6, Region 23, just 0.4 points behind Grandview Heights, last year's runners-up to Northmore in that one. They were the number 1 team last year, so they are sitting pretty. Another team in this division is the Colonel Crawford Eagles. The Eagles also in D6 Region 23. They're right behind Mount Gilead. They're the number 3 team, 8.6 points, so just under a point behind Grandview Heights and less than a point under behind the Mount Gilead Indians. So Colonel Crawford, they're running like a well-oiled machine right now. They got Bucyrus, then they get Seneca East, Cary, Upper Sandusky to finish the year, but might say Seneca East may be their last big opponent on the year for them. Down to the Hillsdale Falcons now, the number 3 team. The Falcons, they sit atop D7 Region 27 by almost a point over Strasburg Franklin. Only 3 teams in that region, still 5-0. Them, Strasburg Franklin, and Sims Valley, but Hillsdale, big chance of getting some bonus points and division points when they're playing a Smithfield team that is a division up from them. So the Hillsdale Falcons sitting pretty at number 1. The number 12 team, by the way, is Danville. Danville sitting with a 2.65 average. Hillsdale getting close to that big C word that people in playoffs like to talk about, the clinch. They have a chance of doing that here probably in the next couple of weeks if they keep doing what they're doing. Now to that number 4 team on my list, the Margaretta Golden, I almost said Golden Bears again, the Polar Bears. Also, while you're in the comments section right now watching, let us know, what do you like about my top 10? Give us your top 10, things like that. Just let us know as I continue this first edition of the playoff talk here, also here on the Country Roads Rankings. Margaretta right now sitting 5th in Division 6, Region 22, right behind Woodmore, Bluffton, and Hopewell Loudon. 3 teams that usually make the playoffs. Archbold also at 4-1 ahead of them, but Margaretta has a chance. They play 5-0. Woodmore right there for you. 4 and 5 in the region will play each other next week with a lot of bonus points on the line in the region. To number 5, the Centerburg Trojans, who I think is going to continue to climb up the Country Roads rankings. They sit 8th in D6 Region 23. That is a stacked region. You got Centerburg, you got Mount Gilead, you got Colonel Crawford, Crestview as well, down at number 10. We'll talk about them momentarily, but a very stacked region where that's going to be some really good football coming up when we get to playoff time. But we still have 5 weeks left. Still have time for these teams to play themselves in to clinch or maybe even play themselves out, so we'll see. Down to number 6 and the Western Reserve Rough Riders in D6 Region 22. They are the number 8 team behind Margaretta right now. Remember, 12 teams make the playoffs, top 4 get a bye, so the number 12 team would play the number 5 team. Right now that'd be either Cary or Convoy Crestview against Margaretta, but Western Reserve playing themselves on that first weekend of the postseason at number 8. They still have opportunities to get victories. They got Monroeville coming up. That's the big one in the conference the rest of the way. And then Crestview. Those are the 2 big games for Western Reserve left on their schedule as well. Western Reserve was upset by Crestview 1 year ago in Week 10. Now to Mohawk, the number 7 team in Division 7, Region 26. They're tied for 5th with 2 other teams, Pandora Gilboa as well as Arlington. Those 2 teams along with them. Lima Central Catholic 5-0. Lipsick 5-0. Edgerton 5-1, or 4-1. North Baltimore 5-0 as well, and then you have that tied for fifth. So Mohawk still with an opportunity. They're at 5.3 points. 7.4 is where Lima Central Catholic sits for them. Now to the number 8 team, the Fredericktown Freddies. They're down in D5, so their D5 rankings right now, they're number 5. They're sitting pretty well at this moment. Liberty Center and Oak Harbor, the two lone 5-0 teams. Well, Liberty Benton as well. They're down at 8, so Liberty Benton hasn't played much of his schedule yet. That's why they're in 8th place. But Fredericktown, right there at number 5, a chance to bounce back with some major bonus points against Northmore at the Castle on Friday night for them. A chance to move up in the standings once again. To number 9, the Monroeville Eagles. We just talked about Monroeville. They're number 6 in D7 Region 25, right ahead of Buckeye Central for 6th place. McDonald, Fairport Harding, East Palestine, the top 3, all undefeated. Mogador at 4-1, Malvern 3-2 with Monroeville. Then you got Buckeye Central and some other teams. So Monroeville right now still with a shot of moving up there. They still have a shot at that top 4 and that bye in the first round of the playoffs. They got Western Reserve, a chance to probably jump into the top 4 here coming up on Friday night. And our final team to talk about for the playoffs, the Crestview Cougars. Crestview, they sit, like I said, down in 14th. Right now they're out of the playoffs, but they have opportunities to work themselves back in. They got Plymouth 0-5 coming up, but then St. Paul, Western Reserve, Monroeville, Mapleton, all teams with wins, all those playoff points for them there. So there you go. Once again, one more time, we will show you our top 10 country roads rankings with the points. Everybody, pretty much from number 6 up to number 1 has a chance. Mohawk, a little work to do. Then Fredericktown, Monroeville, Crestview. Also the Northmore Golden Knights just sitting outside the top 10. A couple other teams as well. But looking good so far. So that's going to do it for the second edition of the Country Roads Rankings. Let us know. Keep commenting down there in the comment section what you think. And then maybe we'll shout some people out here next week. But that's going to do it for me. Volleyball tomorrow and then Friday night. Big lineup for football. I will be at Hillsdale, take on Smithville. 5-0 versus 5-0. First place in the WCAL on the line. But until then, I will see you later.